carbs make you fat. Gluten is inflammatory. No, it's not. Definitely not. All of a sudden you drink it and you're just like, oh, I am a magical angel. Oh, classic. My soul. Those like little YouTubers where they put the hand behind there so you can like focus on it. Pumpkin, love it. Coconut oil is a superfood. Couldn't be further from the truth. Hey guys, it's Nicole. Zoe. Hey buddy.
I don't know how to do this.
Yum. Hello, welcome back to my channel everyone. I'm in a new kitchen. My housemates are in the room next door and I'm like really awkward. They know that I'm filming, but it's like really weird when you film in front of people. Anyway, today, Sally, come here, buddy. Today, I thought it would be a good idea and a good opportunity to do a little bit of myth busting. I get so many questions on my Instagram about, you know, certain diets and foods and everything like that. And what is kind of true and what's more of a marketing sort of thing. So I thought I would ask on my Instagram what you guys wanted me to bust, and then I thought it would be a good idea to cook while I'm doing that, because why not? Today we will be cooking a really simple salad that I did on my Instagram the other day. What we'll do is I'll just chuck the oven on to 180 degrees and then I'll just get cooking. So I'll grab all the stuff. Sally! Meet Sally. Sally is the black lab German. Sally! Hey buddy! German Shepherd, such a beautiful dog. But some pumpkin. I'm one of those like little YouTubers where they put the hand behind there so you can like focus on it. Pumpkin, love it. Beetroot. Some lettuce or spinach or whatever you've got. Some feta, Meredith goat cheese feta is the best. Some potato seeds, balsamic vinegar as well. Some sort of sweet thing on it, so cranberries are definitely the way to go. And I'll basically just start cooking and you guys can just listen to me blab on. Come say hi to the camera, Lani.
Nope.
Hi guys, it's Nicole.
Bonnie, welcome to my vlog. Hello.
Oh, classic. All right.
Hi, YouTube.
This is Lani. This is my friend.
This is busy here. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Right. So the first question I got, which was absolutely the most common question, was carbs make you fat? And I get this question so much in clinic, and you know, for example,
like, oh, I don't eat bread because bread makes me fat, or
You know, I don't eat rice because rice makes me fat.
couldn't be further from the truth. There's a myriad of reasons why people think that carbohydrates make you fat. One of which is if, for example, you go on a low carb diet, some people find that they do lose weight. And the reason why is that basically they're restricting the food that they're eating. So for example, if I was to go on a low carbohydrate diet, I wouldn't eat burgers, I wouldn't eat hot chips, I wouldn't eat pizzas, I wouldn't eat, you know, probably as much rice or potatoes and things like that. And I would either replace it with lower carb options like fruit and veg, or I would just like not replace it and therefore have less and be in a calorie deficit. So that's one of the reasons why. And also just because of marketing over the years, people have kind of gone through diets where they've been like low carb diet, and that's been marketed in a really good light as a way to lose weight. However, that is definitely not the case. In fact, Sully, what are you doing? He likes the pumpkin, don't you, Sully? Hey? If you compare 1 gram of carbohydrate and 1 gram of fat, fat is actually twice as many calories per gram as carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are about on par with protein. Protein's a little bit more, but it actually has a greater, I guess, thermogenic effect. So it takes our bodies more energy to break down protein than carbs. So there is absolutely no reason why you should be avoiding carbohydrates if you want to lose weight. In fact, I would say it's actually a good idea to have carbohydrates because that means you can actually eat more than if, for example, you restricted your carbs and ate just fat and protein. Another reason why I guess it's good to have carbohydrates in your diet is because one form of carbohydrate is fiber, and fiber is really beneficial for our gut health, but it's also beneficial for keeping us fuller for longer, and so therefore you're less likely to overeat, which is always a good thing if you feel like you are struggling losing weight. So that's myth number 1, all debunked. What we're going to do now is I'll chuck the pumpkin in the roasting tray on for about 20 minutes, depending on how good your oven is. I forgot the roasted pumpkin. We're actually in the midst of moving and there's only one oven tray that we've unpacked. So I'm just going to pop this in the air fryer. All right, myth number 2. Gluten is inflammatory. No, it's not. Definitely not. Gluten is a protein and it is found in wheat, rye, barley, and oats. Now, gluten is not good if you have celiac disease, which is essentially an autoimmune condition. Their bodies fight against gluten and basically fight their body when they consume gluten. Now, that's not good. So people who are celiac need to avoid gluten at all costs. Otherwise, they can struggle with so many different things, including malnutrition, malabsorption conditions, deficiencies, and sometimes even stomach or small bowel cancer. For everybody else who doesn't have celiac disease, which is a large majority of the population, then consuming gluten has no adverse effects, unless some people find that gluten is actually really irritating for their tummies, and therefore they should or could avoid it if they want. But for the majority of cases, it's not actually the gluten in the food that is causing the symptoms. It's actually another component, not the protein, but the carbohydrates known as fructans. And so a majority of the people who feel like they can't eat gluten, it's not actually the gluten, it's the fructans in the food, which is, and you may have heard of this, it's a type of FODMAP, which stands for fermentable oligosaccharide, disaccharide, mono, and polyols. And they are tolerated not so well in people who have irritable bowel syndrome. There is absolutely no evidence to support that gluten is inflammatory unless you have celiac disease. So that's myth number 2, busted. Okay, so next food myth is that apple cider vinegar helps with kickstarting your metabolism. Our metabolism is basically a whole heap of processes that happen in our bodies that help us use the food that we eat as energy. Now, people who say that they need to kickstart their metabolism, it's complete BS. If your metabolism hasn't started, then you would be dead. So kickstarting your metabolism isn't actually a thing. In terms of apple cider vinegar is essentially just vinegar. It is kind of a fermented product, which means it contains some sort of live probiotic or live bacteria, but that has absolutely no benefit on our metabolism that we know of. People who kind of claim that having apple cider vinegar on an empty stomach is going to kickstart their metabolism, absolute nonsense. In fact, having apple cider vinegar on an empty tummy isn't probably the best for a lot of people because it's quite acidic. Also, just be careful, because if it's acidic, that means that our teeth enamel might wear down as well. So make sure that if you are having apple cider vinegar, brush your teeth straight after. So no, apple cider vinegar definitely doesn't kickstart our metabolism. If you want apple cider vinegar, if you enjoy apple cider vinegar, there's no harm in it. But if you want to kickstart your metabolism, then I'm sorry, but you are dead. If you have a Kent pumpkin, I don't know what they call them in America, but the ones with these sorts of skins, you can like fry these off, bake them, air fry them, whatever you want, and they can be such a delicious snack. So I'll show you guys, I'll put it in the air fryer now and show you guys what is the finished product for these. So the 4th food myth is coconut oil is a superfood. No. So coconut oil is a saturated fat. And we know from the research that a high consumption of saturated fat can lead to heart conditions such as cardiovascular disease. In terms of superfoods aren't a thing. There's no foods that's super and it's going to cause like drastic changes to your body all of a sudden and you drink it and you're just like,
I'm a magical angel.
no, doesn't happen. Not a thing, don't bother. There is nothing amazing about coconut oil at all. Yes, it's really cool for like, you know, raw treats and things because it's solid at room temperature, and that's just because of the saturated fat content. But if you are wanting to use a healthier oil in your cooking, olive oil is absolutely the way to go. And no, if you overheat olive oil, it's not going to make you die or give you toxins or anything like that. There is absolutely no harm in having olive oil as a spray to fry things or using baking or anything like that. The evidence behind olive oil is huge. Olive oil contains omega-3s, which we know are really, really beneficial, and they're low in saturated fat, which is not good. So in summary, coconut oil is definitely not superior, and try and stay clear with it if you can. All right, the next food myth is dairy is inflammatory. Fun fact, no. In fact, evidence has shown that it's actually anti-inflammatory to an extent. So there's kind of like mild relationship between dairy and its anti-inflammatory properties. And so if you are looking at dairy and going, nah, can't have it because it's inflammatory, absolutely not. If you have an allergy, absolutely avoid dairy if you can. If you're intolerant to lactose in dairy, the carbohydrate, then avoid it, but it's not going to cause inflammation if you're intolerant. But as a whole, dairy is definitely not inflammatory, and it can be consumed in a really, really good balanced diet. In saying that, some high-fat dairy products are quite high in saturated fat, so just be cautious if you do have heart disease or other kind of chronic diseases like diabetes. If you are consuming too much dairy, that can also exceed your saturated fat content limit, I guess, or suggested limit, and so just be cautious of. But yeah, dairy is definitely not inflammatory. In fact, it's somewhat anti-inflammatory, so drink up. Okay, the next step is to get a huge bag of lettuce, spinach, whatever you want to get. Chuck her in a bowl. And it's just the best. Once the roasted vegetables are all done, then we'll all put it on the bowl, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The next food myth is it's bad to eat before bed. Look, I want to ask a question. What does bad mean? Now, if you have reflux disease, then eating late at night could potentially be bad because you will get reflux. If you're wanting to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You could eat all your calories in the evening, which I do not advocate, but you could eat all your calories in the evening and nothing throughout the entire day, and you would still lose weight. All right, now we're going to fry off the pepita seeds, which are pumpkin seeds, by the way. I'm just trying to put you guys somewhere. I'm really vibing this kitchen. All right, so we got a pan and pepita seeds. I'd say all of them. So what, a tablespoon and a half, and fry it off for, I'd say, about 2 minutes. I want to show you guys something. So we have weekly riddles. Here's the one. What is harder to catch the faster you run? Comment below if you know the answer. So here we've got our beautiful bowl of leafy greens. Now the first thing I'm going to do is pop some balsamic vinegar on this. Oh, that's probably too much. Shake it around. Alright. Then the next thing I do is I'll get the pumpkin. So here is our nice golden pumpkin. And sorry, pop the pumpkin on. Oh, uh-oh. This did not work out right. Ah, and there you have it, baking paper pumpkin. Love it. The pumpkin skin is ready, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So here we are. How good does this look? It is literally like crisped up. Oh, ow, that was dumb. And delicious. So I usually just like do this with all my pumpkin skins. Try and wash it beforehand if you can. Not like I did. But yeah, so yummy. You can pop it in the fridge and just have it as little chips. Such a good snack. Well, the last food myth that I'm going to answer is my ultimate favorite. Potatoes make you fat. Oh, my soul. Potatoes are the best vegetable ever. I'm saying it right now. I will die happy if I only had potatoes for the rest of my life. They are the most versatile vegetable ever. And they're so cheap and they last for like really a long time, which is really great. Potatoes are huge sources of potassium, huge sources of fiber. And fun fact, potatoes are actually the most satiating vegetable on the planet. So if you are actually wanting to lose weight, potatoes are a really good source of fiber, energy, and they're the most satiating food. So you can eat potatoes and you just be so full all the time. Now for the goat's cheese. This stuff is actually like, I can't, like, so good. Okay, now the finishing touches. Seeds on the top, then you've got your cranberries.
Yum. Can I taste it?
Yeah.
This is so good. I don't even know why I'm gonna do this.
Yum!
Do you want some?
No, that's alright.
Look on YouTube.
Oh, that's so good.
Alright, go left.
Bye.
Left.
There we have it. A beautiful salad. Thank you everyone for joining me, and see you next time. Comment, subscribe, like, and everything like that.